So welcome everybody to the December Leadership Zoom. We're excited to have everybody on. And today we're going to be talking about how we work collectively as a team in building a bridge, if you will, between a member and a prospective member, or between the membership department and all other departments. So let me just put up a screen share here, and I'll kind of do a quick introduction on this, a bit of an overview that'll get the ideas flowing, and then from there you guys can unmute and we'll hear your ideas. So anyway, in talking about building a bridge to membership, one of the most important things that we do in the membership department is to really to create memberships and to maintain memberships. But really all other departments have a major impact on both the creation of memberships and the maintenance and the retaining of memberships. And we've talked quite a bit before about what we do that helps us to retain the memberships. But what we haven't spent a lot of time talking about is how we can work on the interfaces that are proactively going to help create them. So let me give you just kind of a quick overview. In terms of, we think of a membership director, and they are working with, generally speaking, if we drop down in this scale that we're seeing here on this this little bridge, that illustration we've got, we kind of work with what we'll call a lead funnel. And a lead funnel is usually the starting point that we think about, and that's where people are coming in off all of our marketing efforts, and just kind of from about a 30,000 foot view. That is about $150,000 budget per year that is put out there. So we spend a lot of money to bring people to our website, to bring people, which is really now our number one front door is a website, and number two, to bring them as well then on a phone call, in an email, in a text message, or in some form of a lead, such as just they walk in. But there's been a lot of money spent prior to that. And realistically, where we should start with is thinking about the member. The current member is the very best source of creating memberships. Well, the very best source is what we are able to do to make the members' experience satisfying here, whether that be to accomplish some specific physical, exercise, social, children's, whatever those goals might be. But also then from there is, we know that the most successful thing that we can do to help members experience is surround them with a community of people. And so whenever a member brings in a good friend or a family member, and they get involved in the membership, whatever it is that they like to do here, whether it's swimming or classes or tribe team training or whatever, we get a very strong referral basis from that. And they also then stay as a member. So we've got that aspect. And what I wanted us to chat about and hearing your ideas is, number one is, how can we interdepartmentally in our departments, how can we assist, how can we actually be proactive in connecting with that member, the idea of bringing a friend or a guest or whatever, how do we make that connection then happen between our conversation point with them, or our encouragement with them, and through the membership department, or through the front welcome center and so forth. That's one idea to discuss. The other one is, if we think about that lead funnel and people then are calling in or they're walking in, what do other departments do that make that experience work out real well? And just one idea I'll throw into there is, when a personal trainer says hi when we're walking people through, that's a connection point. When we go over the top of the tribe team training studio at Gresham, and the trainer looks up and says something fun to the guests we've got, that's super inviting. When the kids club connects with our members' kids, that's super engaging, and so forth. But there's specifics that we can do, I think, to create and make that better. And then the other component is in terms of the creation of passes. So we do a lot of things online and so forth to create guest passes, which give people the opportunity to come in and experience Cascade. But what can we do cross-departmentally in hosting these people on pass that create a stronger experience and a possibility of them becoming a member? So with that, I will open it up to your ideas and your thoughts. Love to hear from the various different departments, and we'll just use this as a great springboard. And I still have everybody muted, and I am happy to click anybody's unmute when the idea starts to flow.
Okay, so can you hear me, Doug?
Can hear you well.
Okay, so I'll get started. I'm not quite sure if this is what you're looking for or not, but in the Tribe Studio, when you guys are walking potential members around and you guys are looking down, as coaches, what we can do is look up, wave, kind of depending on where we're at in the workout. We could potentially say, hey, we hope to see you down here trying this workout out sometime, and just having that quick conversation maybe.
Yeah, and you do that quite often. So do the other Tribe coaches. That is super effective. Definitely engages the people, and it also helps us to talk about Tribe. And so when those people become members at another point in time, they're very open to that experience because they see how much fun the people are having down there. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay.
All right, Doug, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Perfect. I know when Sean's in there, he always comes out, and I always do my little Vanna White with the key tag, and I fake like I'm scanning their key tag for him, and they always enjoy that when I do that when I go by.
That's excellent. Yep, that's a great way to keep them engaged and make it fun. Thanks, Ramon.
And always try to speak to Sean also when he's on tour when I run into him.
Yep, good.
All right, Doug, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We got a little bit of interesting feedback going there.
That's because Jacob's right behind me, probably. Is it better?
There you go.
Okay, thanks, Jacob. I was just going to say, I think when trainers specifically are on the floor and they see new prospective members walking by, something as easy as saying like, hey, I'm Jordan. I just wanted to quickly tell you, if you decide to join with us, we'd love to have you, but I'd really like to get you in my books right away and do a free complimentary training session with you. Just something easy like that, and it takes 2 seconds. But I think it allows them to already know, oh, it's a free session. So if the membership director fails to mention that, or it just reinforces that. So I think that would be a good thing for trainers just to be aware of and say when they're on the floor.
Yep, excellent thoughts. And if I could call on, I would. Teresa, you pulled yourself off mute. So did you have something you wanted to say?
I was going to just state that that Jake at Fisher's Landing has been working with Stacy with Group Fitness, and I'm not sure how it's going or not, but it feels like he does a really good job. Jake does a really good job of figuring out why they're wanting to join the club. And he either signs them up straight into a Tribe trial, he signs them up to a group fitness class, and then lets Stacy know what class that new member is going to go to. So then Stacy can let that instructor know. So I just feel like he's done a pretty good job or a really good job figuring out why they're wanting to join our club, and then getting them engaged and onboarded in that very same appointment. So then we're able to connect them a lot faster than just allowing them to do it on their own.
Right. Yep. And that is definitely something you want to do from a membership director perspective. And Katie, how about you?
Piggybacking on kind of what Teresa said, Jake is really good about if they have kids with them, or if they express, oh, we have kids, we're kind of looking for what you're doing. He breaks out the brochure and shows them kid fit camps, gets them enrolled in swim lessons. And one thing that I've kind of found, it's kind of fun because I'm right outside of the membership desk, is I have some action figures in my desk. And when I see kids are getting a little antsy, I bring those out and kind of, start that relationship with the kids right there, and to kind of make the connection to, oh, that's the programs lady. So something kind of fun.
That's great. So Katie, while you're on, let me ask you this, and Melanie, this is this is a thought for you as well. The another perspective we're looking for is, and I'll go into this a little bit more in a minute, but Tribe Team Training is doing a phenomenal job proactively creating new members through the basis of their current tribe members. Those tribe members are bringing their friends in and then becoming members. Likewise, I'm going to mute you just real quickly, and then you can come back in a sec because we got too many people with the same mic in the same room. So the other part is in Kids Club. Okay, you have raving fans in there with those kids. The question is, what kind of things can you even say to parents and so forth on a proactive basis that would actually create referrals into the club? Does that make sense? Just like Tribe does that, what things can we do there? And that's a kind of a thought that I'd like to apply towards, Welcome Center, towards group fitness, towards any of these areas, are things that we can say to members and things that we can do that actually promote the referral process, if that makes sense. Okay. Any ideas on that, Katie or Melanie?
So I don't know if this is something that's, sustainable or doable, but kind of maybe creating like a special, like, bring your friend event to the kids club, and so something like bring your non-member friend to the kids club and plan like a special activity for the day, kind of like we did with like first or third Thursdays, back when I was over at Gresham. It was free to guests for probably like 4 hours, and we were able to bring, just kind of show them the culture. We can kind of create events and excitement around something in the kids club where non-members can come in and kind of see the rad stuff we're doing with kids.
That's a great idea. And I've actually never thought of that. So I think we should put some collective thought into that between your department and membership, because we do guest passes, but somebody comes in on guest pass, we do have them pay for, their kids being in kids club during that time. But what if we, as a marketing sponsorship, kind of what I'm hearing here, what if we actually promoted it through Kids Club and uses as a marketing tool that then the kids brought the parents, it opened up the parent to bring a friend with their, that kind of a thing. So.
Yeah, kind of like that. I was kind of thinking also just kind of like maybe even picking a certain day of the month where there's one day where we have extra staff so we're not overloaded, where we have, extra activities. Maybe we bring in the kids gym or the kid fit folks and kind of do something fun where we really promote kids programs to new members, so they're not just reading it on a sheet of paper, but they're actually physically seeing it.
Great. Yep. I like that. Good.
Is it just for people in Tribe, or is it for all people on guest pass? Like, is what you're targeting, if that makes sense.
Are you talking to me or to you on
that? To you more, Doug, I guess. Like for doing the free childcare, like what you were talking about of doing a free childcare pass, is that just for like anybody that comes in on a guest pass, or is it just more of promoting Tribe? Because we have a huge number of people that come that are non-members that only are doing Tribe, and so our Tuesday and Thursday nights are super packed because of those people in those Tribe classes.
Right. Yep. So yeah, I think that those are logistics that we have to chat through and work through, and we can probably take this idea and form it up maybe between the three of us and how we're working with that, and include the 205 Club. Because I I perceive it as bigger than tribe. I perceive it based on something that we could do that would be proactive. You would not want to give a pass out for, like a free session to bring a friend kind of a thing to somebody that was a parent of the worst kids ever, because they might bring in right? Yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Right? Oh, I know a family that's got just as obnoxious of kids and drive you crazy. But that's something we need to kind of work through, because I do know that we've got so much, only so much space and so forth. But what you guys do is magic and a differentiator for our clubs versus other clubs. So let's noodle over that a little bit more. Okay.
I had a thought too on childcare.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can.
Doug?
Yep. Go ahead.
Specifically, I know at least here, Melanie puts a lot of effort into crafts, and I know the other clubs do too, even coloring pages, that kind of thing. And as a parent, I know that a lot of those things, when the kids brought them home from wherever they were, I would end up sticking them on the refrigerator. Or you kind of have it around the house in whatever way, especially the cute stuff. Maybe we have more of a focus of a sticker on the front side of the craft or whatever that says Cascade Athletic Club, and then they can handwrite the kids' names on them. So that way, when it identifies the kid, obviously, so it goes home to the proper family, but it still has Cascade's name on it too, to get it out there for their people, their family members, and just to show them how cool our kids club is. We've got a ton, especially at Fisher's Landing. They've got so many family memberships over there. Definitely a strong resource for developing those family relationships.
So Lisa, kind of piggybacking off of that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off that, like creating a sticker, maybe it says that like this art was created by, and then a little blank place to write their name at Cascade Athletic Club.
Yeah. Something
That's
like
awesome.
that. Just something super simple and easy, and then that identifies it so it gets back into the right kid's hands anyway. And then, like I say, if it ends up on a refrigerator or cabinet or whatever, I mean, anybody that comes over to people's house, they also know. And then, of course, the kid's proud of it too. So, I mean, it just kind of rolls off onto the other kids and other people that visit their homes and that kind of thing. Just kind of a subliminal thing.
Yeah, we actually write Cascade Kids Club on the back of, or on the front, or somewhere on the crafts for all of them that go home. Like the ornaments that we're making next week all say Cascade Kids Club, like Christmas 2019. Like that way, like you said, it's out there and showing them like, oh, where did I make that? Or
those are excellent
I like the
ideas.
idea.
And one thing to note on that too is if you watch in Gresham, I chose 3 out of maybe 12 pictures drawn of Cascade Athletic Club by 5th graders, and those will be in the Gresham Outlook coming up in about a week. And what they do is they promote Cascade, and then kids want to show it off, and they're pretty fun. So it's very much tied into kind of what we're talking about here. Hey, let me springboard to one other chat point here. I'm gonna go back to screen share for just a minute, and let's go to okay. So one of the things I wanted to chat about briefly is, just so you guys have a context here. I know you're familiar with the website. We're spending a lot of money on the website as we go in through both December, January, February, March, and so forth. Hang on just a second here, folks. I'm going to go back here.
Could you imagine?
Mute all, and then we'll go back. Okay. So sorry about that. I just had to keep it to where we had it, where we wanted to go. Okay. So anyway, back to here in our website. A lot of money is being spent on this right now, and the analytics are pretty crazy with what we're doing in search engine optimization, search engine marketing. But basically thinking through the Cascade Athletic Club website is by far our #1 front door, much bigger than people walking through the front door. And as an example, the pages that we're seeing some of the most visits to are in relationship to swimming, and then also in relation to tribe team training. And this is just for the discussion of what we're doing in terms of thinking of cross promoting of what creates membership. We're creating individual pages coming up for tribe team training and also for swimming. So each club will have, well, Gresham and Fishers will have swimming lessons, their own private pages. Tribe team training, all the clubs are, and we're going to market that really strong for each of the clubs. We're seeing this as a strong link point. And so what we're gathering now is a similar look. This is just kind of all one page, and we've only got predominantly the bios and faces and so forth, mostly for Gresham, but we're going to get those for them all. And then there's going to be links that land people in there. And my point with that is, and when we're thinking of cross-connecting, what we're really looking at there is that cross-connection that happens with, oh, there we go, why isn't that working now? The cross-connection that happens with, sorry, I can't think and do two things at once. The cross-connection that happens with Tribe is a very similar cross-connection that happens in multiple places. So as we're looking out to the next days ahead, you guys are familiar with the coupon that went out to all of our members, correct? The one with the free guest pass and so forth. Let me go back and see if I can find that real quick. I've got it set, but for some reason it was not wanting to cooperate any longer because it's a web-based format. Perfect. So, sorry here, I'm gonna find this in one other location and then I can come back and we can address it. Here we go. Okay, sorry about the pause there. This is what happens when your technology doesn't work properly. There we go. Okay, so what we're looking at over here on the left side of this screen, because that's about as big as, there we go. What we're looking at there is our, really this is what I'm kind of talking about in how we create cross connections with our members to create membership. Where this went out to all the members, and there's some items in there that they'd want, like the $2 shake, free tribe trial week, free training, and so forth. That's for the member. And then there's a promotion of a 3-day guest pass for their friends. And then also up through December, our members can promote a friend or family member, and for $29 at Gresham and Fishers, they can get a 1-month membership as long as they initiate it by the very end of December. And at $205, they can do it for $19. That's what we're seeing right there in that coupon. So anyway, just going back to that thought, that's where I wanted to have just one more final quick conversation on knowing that that's out there. We've e-blasted that once out to our members. We've mailed it to them. We're going to send it again to them this next week by email. How can we reference that with the people we have contact with to invite family and friends and so forth to come to the club? Make sense? Okay, so let's hear some thoughts on that.
Roman had an interesting thing on Facebook where she kind of invited all of her Facebook people to, if they are, check to see if they were interested in taking advantage of the 1-month membership. So just kind of putting it out there one-on-one. You never know what kind of interest it might gather.
Great, good point. Good. Okay, other thoughts on that?
Maybe doing, a social media post on our Instagram or our Facebook, like, who are you missing working out with? Who do you wish was a member or something? I don't know exactly how I'm trying to word it, but you get the idea of, like, who do you wish was on the treadmill next to you or in class with you? I don't know how to market that, but just an idea.
That's cute though, Katie.
Yeah, so just a thought that popped in my head.
And just using that thought, Katie, We can do that at all departments, at all interface points. Literally, that's what we're looking for. You know, when you're talking with somebody saying, hey, I just want to make sure you were aware that you can sponsor a membership for one of your friends or family members. They can start a membership for 30 days for just $29 if you had anybody you want to bring with you. You know, that's a service. We're not selling. We're providing service overview to our members. You can even reference it like from the snack bar that you know, hey, if you got your coupon with you, you know, you can get a $2 smoothie. You can also bring in a family member, friend, coworker, local area through December, and they can do a 1-month membership for just $29. You know, and that way your workouts would be more fun with a friend. Those kind of comments are things I think that we can do. And then also, just in summary too, if we connect with our membership directors, if we make sure that we are all collective, nobody's siloed, and I know that's the purpose of this group is bringing us together with ideas and cross-departmentally working together and collaborating. I think that will also work towards us creating more memberships through our membership base. Okay? So any other final things for the good of the order before I conclude our meeting? Going once, going twice.
I have one comment based on what you just said. So I think the only way to actually execute what we're talking about and to get this rolled out is having talking points in each department. So how does this relate to Kids Club? How does this relate to the snack bar? How does this relate to the Welcome Center? And so whether each department head creates that for their own department, or Doug, is there, you know, are there talking points and are there things that you want from specific departments, and are you able to put those talking points together and then give to each department head, and then that department head can go through with their team exactly what you want from them, and then have that piece of paper up in front of them? Because honestly, if it's out of sight, it's going to be out of mind, and it's going to be really hard to create those conversations if we don't help them do that.
That's a very good point. And yes, I'm happy to work on that with, you know, I don't want to work in a silo on that. By that, what I mean is I can create something in a talking point that nobody's going to use because somebody would say, you know, that's dumb. That really doesn't match what our style is. So with any department, if I could connect with the department head, I'd be happy to put those together and could probably do that the very first part of next week and get those out. And then we could start chatting about those with our team. And because this isn't, I mean, sure, it's a short promotion that we're doing in December, but it's a long-term process that we're really trying to get trained in, because when we have a large membership base, then that makes everything happen a whole lot better at all of the clubs. You know, we can do all those things that we want to do. So I'll definitely work with that. I'll work with you guys as department heads. So please feel free to lean back into me with that. So guys, I think I've got 12:30 here. So I'm going to conclude the meeting for the good of the order. We will have this recorded if we need to refer back or somebody else didn't see it and you want them to touch base and jump in. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks for attending today. Take care.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Doug.